Pearl's Tigers advance in the NCAA tournament.
I'm glad we survived in advance. So, Charles, that one was for you.
And look at Charles Barkley.
We're undefeated with the lucky tie. I feel good. I think they're going to play a lot better than they did in game one.
The Tigers 0 for their last 18. And Clemson is blowing out Auburn at the half.
Auburn getting ready to come back.
The Clemson Tigers dominate Auburn in San Diego.
Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, the lucky tie is not working tonight.
Can I pop one more balloon? Sitting over here looking like a float. What is going on?
Back, America. This is our night tonight.
All right.
Last year was a fluke.
Do you have all this stuff in your locker?
No, yes, I do.
Are you nervous, Chuckster?
I am nervous. Kansas is a legendary program. I mean, they're up there with UCLA, Kentucky, North Carolina, Duke. They are one of the great pros of all time. So I am nervous. But listen, we just got to play well, Ernie, because let's be realistic. This is not the great because of injuries. Injuries and things like that.
Yeah, you can't just have all this stuff over here. I just can't. I got to take you serious.
But no, seriously, we just got to play well. I told you, Bryce Brown has to play well, Jared Harper. But to me, the kid's going to Chuma Okeke. He's got to play well. I think he's got to be the Why y'all laughing?
Because you look ridiculous.
What do you mean, why are we laughing?
Why are we laughing
over there? Stumbling.
Hey, I will say this, Charles.
Got balloons all
I
over
am
you.
rooting for y'all this year.
Because you know what? We're going to have a murderous road this year.
Okay.
We're going to get rid of Kansas tonight. We're getting rid of North Carolina next week. And bring on Duke.
But the other night, though, some nervous moments for you, and as we take a look back.
Harper now fouled out. That's even crazier to do that.
Missed the first.
And he gonna miss another one. He gonna miss another one, too. Boy, that would have been a tough way to lose the game. We got overtime, and we're gonna win by one.
Oof. New Mexico State down by one. Trying to pull the upset. Queen, corner three at the buzzer. Air ball. And Auburn hangs on. Whoa. Auburn escapes 78-77.
Man. They tried to get this game away.
Charles, relax. We got this. We got this. I need you, brother. I need you to be healthy. I don't need that heart palpitating. Charles was sweating in the studio more than I'm sweating.
Have you corresponded with Coach Pearl?
I'm so cool right now. I ain't even put on deodorant. I'm so relaxed. I'm cool at the other side of the pillow.
Okay. Rest in peace, my brother. But I'll tell you this. I am rooting for you this year because I hated your whole vibe for the rest of the tournament when Auburn got beat last year.
Last year ain't got nothing to do with this year.
Oh, see, now you're going to make me not like you.
Because you scared of us next game.
Okay, you know what? I will put the hex on. I am not rooting for y'all anymore now.
History is on your side, Chuckster.
What's that?
One meeting in the tournament between Auburn and Kansas. Went to Auburn, 1985, 66-64, and put you in the Sweet 16. You're in that position tonight.
Yeah, well, Sweet 16, here
what
we
year?
come. 1985.
You know who they lost to after that?
I bet I do know who they lost to after that.
What do your notes say?
North Carolina.
Yeah, they lost to us that year. And I was on that team that knocked them out. Thank you very much. Get on out of here. Get on out of here, Auburn. Get out of here with that garbage.
Hey,
talk about us. That's
hurt
right.
somebody with one of those balloons.
That's right. He threw that 1985. I was like, wait a minute. That was the year we played it.
When Capital One Tournament Central returns, if you want scores and highlights, we've got them. And we know what Charles wants.
Yes, we do. We want Kansas. We want Kansas.
Charles Barkley wanted Kansas. He's got him.
Woo!
Phil, why don't you give us some color on what we've seen so far?
Absolutely. The Boilermakers in rich black jerseys with accents of old gold that could also pass for a sunflower shade of yellow.
You know, color commentary isn't actually commentary on what the colors are.
Yellow's called a secondary color, Ken.
Just okay is not okay, whether it's announcers or wireless networks. AT&T is America's best wireless network, according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
So, how are you enjoying your first NCAA tournament?
Oh, it's just lovely. I'm here to let all these folks know how easy it is to save money on their car insurance with Geico. And, oi, set the pick. Kick it outside. Shoot the three. Yes!
Are you okay?
No, I'm not. I think I've pulled a hammy. Can we get some ice? Just one cube of ice.
Geico, proud partner of NCAA March Madness.
Oh, perfect. The game is on and I can't find my phone.
Retrace your steps.
Yes! Oh, buckets! That's a foul! Who's Cinderella now? It could be anywhere.
Watch March Madness live on any device, anywhere.
Coming up next on TBS, a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line when 5-seed Auburn and 4-seed Kansas meet in a Midwest matchup. The SEC champs have won 9 straight games as we take a look at the Google Cloud Bracket IQ and comparative numbers between the Jayhawks and the Tigers.
Yeah, you see the numbers favoring the Tigers a bit. Point production at the rim, that'll be interesting. The Tigers are not that big a team. Kansas, despite losing Azubuike to injury, still a pretty good-sized front court, so it'll be a matter of three-point shooting for the Tigers and rebounding effectively against the bigger Jayhawks and handling Dedrick Lawson, who's a double-double machine.
Michigan State and Minnesota in that Big Ten battle.
And it's all Sparty. This Minnesota made a run here behind Amir. Oh, man, that was nasty.
And he's left-handed, dunked it right-handed.
Yes, very impressive. But here comes the guy who's had more moments of magnitude in the Big Ten than any other player by a mile. Every time his team needs a bucket, an assist, in a close game, Cassius Winston has delivered.
Michigan State beat them by 24 in the regular season, leading by 21 right now. We're going to listen in on Bruce Pearl's pregame pep talk when Capital One Tournament Central returns. And remember, you can watch Auburn and Kansas in virtual VR by downloading the March Madness Live VR app powered by Intel True VR from the Oculus and Google Play Store right now.
This is Capital One Tournament Central.
Tigers and Jayhawks in Salt Lake City coming up next on TBS.
This is so ridiculous.
Aren't you going to ask us all who we going to...
Not yet. A reminder, I got to do this. A reminder for all the tournament highlights and analysis. Be sure to tune into the Infinity NCAA tip-off show tomorrow at 5 Eastern on TNT. Here's Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl addressing his team just moments ago.
And then our purpose is simply one thing, and that's to make history. It's not about this one. It's not about the next one. It's not about the next one. It's getting to the Final Four. It's trying to win a national championship. But we can't get there unless we take care of business today. Bring them in here. Okay. Together on 3. 1, 2, 3. Together. Here we go.
Let's go. Now, look, I know we've had a lot of fun and all the Auburn colors and everything else, but let's talk Kansas here.
Yeah.
And give me a good thumbnail on the Jayhawks going into this game.
Dedrick Lawson. I mean, he's the difference maker. If Kansas is going to win this game, it's going to be through him. He's been their most productive player. He's an All-American. He's a double-double guy. He's virtually impossible to stop inside because he's got such good footwork, excellent hands, and a lot of different ways to score inside. And then Devin Dotson. He's a pit bull defensively on the perimeter at the point guard position. How he handles Jared Harper is going to be the way Kansas wins. He's got to have a great defensive game against Harper, and then Lawson has to be who Kansas plays through.
Jayhawks were a 1 or 2 seed for 9 years in a row. They're a 4 seed this time, taking on number 5 Auburn. Kenny, who wins?
Well, watching Jared Harper through high school in Atlanta, it's tough to go against this kid. He's been a tough, not-minded mind. I'm trying to take all the time so Charles doesn't get to say who he wants to win in this section.
Wonderful NCAA strategy.
No question.
And we are out of time. That'll do it for now. For Capital One Tournament Central, it is game time. Auburn and Kansas spotting the Sweet 16 on the line. Go ahead, Charles. Now we're out of time.
War Eagle, baby!
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by IBM. Let's put smart to work. Orange Vanilla Coke. Available in 0 sugar. And by AT&T. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Francis with the rebound.
Fantastic news, Ken. Glad he's doing well.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, it's always nice when someone's willing to put themselves back out there. Get back into the dating scene. We've all been dumped, but you can't give up on love, Ken. Don't give up on love, Francis! Good for him.
Just okay is not okay, whether it's announcers or wireless networks. AT&T is America's best wireless network, according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
I can't believe it.
What? That those guys got tournament seats on top of the back room?
You got nothing. No, not that. I can't believe how easy it was to save hundreds of dollars on our car insurance with Geico.
He's not gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it. He's gonna make it. He's not gonna make it. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. You want something?
They're in his head.
He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it.
Believe it. Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
We want Kansas. We want Kansas. Woo!
And Charles Barkley has got his wish as his Auburn Tigers take on Kansas in the second round of the Midwest region. Look at the bracket. The winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16 against either North Carolina or Washington. Hi again, everyone, with former Villanova coach Steve Lapis. I'm Andrew Catalan. Lisa Byington will join us as well. We saw a couple of great games this afternoon. So far tonight, haven't really had a nail-biter. How about this one?
Well, this could be a nail-biter. The difference in this game is, will the Kansas young guys be able to hold up against this great Auburn pressure? And Auburn likes to shoot a lot of threes. An experienced team versus an inexperienced team should be interesting. But the big key is Dedrick Lawson for Kansas. 25 points last night, made 3 threes, leading scorer and rebounder in the Big 12.
And for Auburn, they'll be led by their dynamic backcourt of Jared Harper and Bryce Brown. Together, they have combined for 216 three-pointers this year for Bruce Pearl. His team loves to shoot the three. In fact, only one team has shot more threes than Auburn this year. It's Savannah State. Bill Self, 16th season as the Kansas head coach. And his team trying to get back to the second weekend of the tournament, which would be in Kansas City if they are to win. Just 40 miles from campus. Kip Kissinger, DJ Karstensen, and Lamar Simpson are the officials tonight.
Well, neither one of these teams plays much zone, so Kansas starting out zone, but they're going to have to stop those dribble drives.
Chuma Okeke misses the first shot of the night for the Tigers. Kansas an easy win in the first round against 13-seed Northeastern, 87-53. As Lawson has it taken away.
And this team, one of the best steal teams in the country. They're number 4 in the nation in steals per game.
Auburn was the only 5 seed to win in the first round. The 3 others, Mississippi State, Marquette, and Wisconsin, all lost. Bruce Pearl's team barely hanging on late against New Mexico State on Thursday.
Yeah, as Bruce told us, that was kind of a clinic on how not to play the last couple of minutes of a game.
And he said in the locker room after the game, nobody was really celebrating. They had their heads down. They knew they almost blew that one, and they have to play a lot better tonight against Kansas.
Yeah, they made a ton of mistakes at the end of that game. But I know they're starting big tonight, Kansas, but you can expect McCormick to come out early. They're going to probably have to play small in this game.
Here is McCormick, and he spins it in for 2.
That's a great move, and that's a high-low. That's something that Kansas loves to do. The question is Dedrick Lawson going to be able to guard Okeke? That's the problem right now. And plus, McCormick got to go out on McLemore, who can make threes.
Harper feeds McLemore!
You'll see a lot of space like that when you have a team that makes over 11 threes a game. The lane is wide open. That was a good slip by McLemore to the basket.
Ochai Agbaji brings the ball up the floor. Kansas with 26 victories this year, but not enough to win the Big 12. First time in 15 years they did not win or share the regular season conference title. There is Lawson, hook in the lane, no good, and the rebound to McLemore. Harper bounces it to Dunbar. Dunbar for two.
That was a good finish. I think that was a good move by Dedrick Lawson to not foul Dunbar there.
Harper third in the SEC in assists per game at 5.5. He's got 2 assists on the first 2 field goals of the night for the Tigers.
This team is really quick, Auburn. Great defense there by Okeke.
Got a hand on it right to Harper.
2 steals already.
Harper, deep 3. Yes! And a hot start for Bruce Pearl's club.
You know, when you come out, they got Grimes, Abaji, and Dotson. 3 freshmen starting, and McCoy. 4 freshmen starting. That's not easy against a team that brings this kind of heat.
Abaji cannot answer, and underneath it goes out of bounds to Auburn. The Tigers on a 7-0 run.
Well, take a look at this pick and roll, but the thing you got to see first is, look, everybody's outside the lane. They create that kind of space so nobody can get back to McLemore there when McCormick hedges the pick and roll on a great 3-point shooter, Jared Harper. That middle, wide open.
Again, same thing, but this time McLemore cannot finish.
And that's why I think McCormick is not going to play long. As a matter of fact, they're going small right now with Garrett coming in the game.
McCormick guarded by McLemore. Into the lane again. Counted and 1.
You know, I've done this before. Like Bill Self is going to take McCormick out of the game. And now all of a sudden he's sitting there and saying, yeah, he's still going with taking McCormick out. I know I've had times where I get a guy to the table and somebody with the guy he's going in for would do something good and say, sit down.
Well, Garrett is staying at the table. He will come in if McCormick makes this free throw. So Marcus Garrett checks in. And Bill Self told us yesterday Garrett's been under the weather, been battling a touch of the flu. Really felt it Thursday night after the game against Northeastern. Did not practice yesterday, so something to keep an eye on is Marcus Garrett.
And they had to do it defensively. He could see that defensively it wasn't going well early on.
Although McCormick has scored all 5 for the Jayhawks. Okeke right over Dotson.
You know, you switch those screens, those are the kind of things that you pay for. You have Dotson on Okeke. Dotson looks like he's moving around pretty good.
Yeah, he does. He's got that left ankle turn. But so far, so good for Dotson.
Great recovery by Jared Harper there.
Wild shot by Garrett. Easy rebound for Horace Spencer. Great ball movement here. And that corner 3 is good. Bryce Brown. Timeout, Kansas. Auburn has 5 field goals by 5 different players. And they look good early.
With this start, perhaps Auburn playing with a little chip on its shoulder, and to the head coach's plea, Bruce Pearl calling this a David versus Goliath matchup. He knows that the NCAA tournament history of Auburn's program does not match up with Kansas. You look at the wins, the Sweet 16s, the Final Fours, the championships, and he's not hiding from that history. He wanted his players to understand that Auburn hadn't been to a Sweet 16 in 16 years. I talked to 3 to 4 players in the locker room. They rattled off, this would be our 5th Sweet 16 if we could make it this year. They're not hiding from it. In fact, Pearl says this is why they came here to play.
And a turnover. Here comes Harper in transition. Brown wanted to pull the trigger. Now he will. And hits another.
How quick are these guys? What's the first thing that Bill Self told us yesterday when we met? So what do you think Auburn? He said, quick. It's the first thing that he said, and you're seeing it here big time. 3 steals already towards the 9 that they have.
And Bill Self said that there's really not a team in the Big 12 he can compare them to. He said West Virginia is the closest, but he still says a little different. As there is a blocking foul on Auburn. 10-point lead for the Tigers on TBS. Introducing new Orange Vanilla Coke. Drink it with basketball. It's been a tough start for Kansas. Fast break points, 11-0 in favor of Auburn. And Auburn's 3 threes have come on the fast break.
Well, this team is a really good offensive team. They even make 2s or 3s. 49% of their shot attempts are from the three-point line. Multiple guys that can make them. They have a very small team in the game right now, and they are fast.
And a foul inside for a push is called on Bryce Brown of Auburn.
And the other thing about them, Andrew, is they're also deep. Samir Dowdy's in the game. Horace Spencer's in the game. Javon McCormick had 16 points yesterday. He's not in the game yet. Very deep. Wiley, Purifoy. This team was number 7 in the country in late December. People forgot about them for a while. They're talented.
They've won 9 straight games. They have not lost in the month of March.
And they play a difficult style. It's a great pass.
Bill Self told us this week that Lawson's passing is very underrated as Dedrick Lawson finds Marcus Garrett for the bucket. And that stops an 8-0 run. Okiki, turnaround, short, gets his own miss, but taken away. And it's Lawson bringing the ball up the floor. Lawson's going right to the hoop. He slips a little bit, and Okiki with the block. Up ahead, Harper. Harper, oh! One hand!
That's not a big guy. But that's an athletic guy.
13 of Auburn's 17 points have come on the fast break. Garrett lost it, gets it back and scores.
This is after a made basket. They're going to get a 3 in transition.
Brown again! Already 4 threes for Auburn. They average 11 per game, which is 4th best in the country. Oh, and a foul. Offensive foul is called. That's going to go on to Vaughn Dotson. And now AT&T takes us above the rim for one of the best plays of the game so far.
Unbelievable dunk by Jared Harper there.
Listed at 6 foot 175. Bruce Pearl says he's usually smaller than the guy he's matched up with, but he always wins the battle. And for Dotson, that was his first turnover of the tournament.
But you got a good look at the speed that Auburn tries to play at. I mean, they made a basket, a layup Kansas, and all of a sudden Bryce Brown gets an open 3 in transition.
Harper tried to split the D, and a foul is called on Dedrick Lawson. Bill Self, 48 NCAA tournament wins, 9th all time.
We have to keep in mind, I'll keep you back. We have to keep in mind all the things that happened to Kansas this year. They lose Udoka Azubuike. Gerald Vick leaves the team. That was 2 of their best players.
Lawson still has not scored in this game after missing in close.
Bill Self did a very good job with this team.
Brown again. Yes! Bryce Brown on fire! We're back with a look at our tournament summary. Gonzaga earlier here in Salt Lake City, advancing to its 5th straight Sweet 16. Brandon Clark, 36 points, a new NCAA tournament school record for the Zags. Meanwhile, Auburn is 5 out of 7 from deep. All 5 threes have come on the fast break. And how about Bryce Brown? He is 4 of 4. He already has 12 points.
He is number 11 in the nation in made 3s per game, almost 3.5. So this guy is one of the best shooters in the country, no doubt. Here's the full court pressure.
He has moved into 2nd place all time in SEC history in career three-pointers. He has 369. Only Chris Lofton has more with 431. As KJ Lawson cannot hit a 3.
And I'm surprised Bill Self took Dedrick Lawson out of the game. I think the key to them is to try to get some half-court offense going so they can slow this Auburn team down a little bit.
He's put McCormick back in, who scored a quick 5 points in the early few minutes. Brown is set up behind the arc again. He'll drive in. Brown all the way to for 2.
McCormick can't, they switch the screen. McCormick ends up on Bryce Brown. Bryce Brown absolutely recognized that and went right to the basket.
Dotson scoop shot in the answer.
He's one of the guys on Kansas that's as fast as anybody on Auburn.
But Harper quickly the other way and hits a 3. All 6 3-pointers for Auburn have come in transition. Quentin Grimes with an answer for the Jayhawks.
That's a good sign for Kansas. They got to get him going.
And now, Bryce Brown lost his shoe. That's the only thing that can slow down Auburn. We're back with our game summary. Auburn already with 22 fast break points to none for the Jayhawks. It's been the Jared Harper and Bryce Brown show, Steve.
Well, these guys usually average 6 threes between them. They already have 6 threes after 9-8 minutes in this game. The transition has been brutal. These guys are on complete fire. Charles is kind of loving it too, I see there.
Like a private watch party in the New York studio. We're going to talk with Charles coming up in a little bit. Bryce Brown already has more points tonight than he did the entire game against New Mexico State. 14 for Brown. He had 12 and only 4 in the first half against the Aggies on Thursday. Dowdy deep 3. And a rebound to Purifoy. Now Harper will set it up for Auburn. Playing their 6th game in 10 days. They won 4 in 4 days to capture the SEC tournament title. McEnroe lost it. Harper recovers with 10 to shoot. Right back inside Purifoy. And he missed it. And Dedrick Lawson back in the game with the rebound.
They were fortunate there. Purifoy with a dead layup. They got to get Lawson involved.
He's got the ball here.
Let's get him in the low post, but they've had trouble getting him in there.
Dotson so fast. And we have a whistle inside on Auburn. You can get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com.
Kansas has to do the best they can to slow this thing down. Even though Kansas likes to run, running with these guys because there's too many good shooters is not the way to go. They got to get the ball into Lawson in the low post and establish some kind of offensive half-court game.
Good pass. Nice cut. Grimes missed it, but a push is called on Auburn. Fouls on Purifoy.
That time of miscommunication amongst Auburn, they were supposed to switch that cross.
Sends Grimes to the free throw line. Watch every game live on your phone, tablet, computer, and favorite streaming device with March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. 1 out of 2 for Grimes. He's a 59% free throw shooter. Bryce Brown back in the game for the Tigers. Oh, Dotson almost had the steal, instead called for a foul.
He's pretty fast himself, I'll tell you. He goes after it with the right hand.
He's going to come out of the game. Charlie Moore enters. Auburn so far, 11 field goals, no turnovers. Purifoy setting the screen. Brown hands off Harper. Harper backs it out with the shot clock at 5.
And Kansas doing a good job switching all those screens. That's good defense by Lawson.
Garrett pushes up ahead Grimes. Grimes with Purifoy back. McCormick hustles to poke it away. Javon McCormick coming off a career-high 16 on Thursday.
One thing about Auburn, they're always coming. You got to know when you're bringing the ball down, somebody's coming from behind.
Grimes in rhythm 3 is short and tipped around to McLemore. Harper on the attack, and he's fouled. The midway point of the first half.
And that's
so far, all Auburn.
That's what Auburn does to you. They attack so fast that you're constantly backpedaling. And when they have such quick guys like Jared Harper running at you and you're backpedaling, it's tough to keep them in front.
Harper at 17 in the first round win over New Mexico State. He fouled out in that game. He had not had more than 4,000 in all season. Football continues with AAF. Watch the Alliance of American Football on TNT and stream on BR Live all season long. Lisa was talking about Bruce Pearl wanting his team to embrace history, uncharted territory, as Pearl said. He had not been to the Sweet 16 in 16 years. And Bruce Pearl also telling us that Jared Harper, one of the reasons he came to Auburn was to make history. And for more on him, we send it over to Lisa.
Well, you could check that for Jared Harper. You could also check it for Bryce Brown, too. And in fact, it's their head coach that says they have great chemistry because they have great respect for each other. When one's in the gym, the other is right behind them. They know who they are. They know where they came from. They're not 4-star, 5-star players, but they've turned themselves into that on the court here in college basketball. And they're also from the same area, in the Atlanta area, guys.
They've helped, obviously. This is the turnaround is based on these two guys kind of starting it. But there's a whole lot of guys on this team. You saw that pass there. They're so quick to the ball that if you don't get it right away the first time, you bobble it all, it's gone.
Harper has scored or assisted on 7 of Auburn's 11 field goals. As Brown has 2 more.
Another Jet coming off the bench.
That was McCormick.
Yeah.
Not Brown. Jayhawks McCormick coming off the career-high 16. Abaji. His 3 is short. Lawson tips it right to Purifoy. 32-15. Harper turns on the Jets and rattles it in. And Bill Self just called his 3rd timeout of the first half. 8:57 to go. Auburn up 34-15. This season, NCAA coaches and Infinity are taking a timeout to fight cancer with Infinity's $1 million donation to the American Cancer Society. This is an Infinity timeout for the win. Learn more at infinitytimeout.com. 3 timeouts in 1 half for Bill Self.
Well, let me say this. There's no real perfect basketball game. That's been about as perfect on 11 minutes as you can possibly play. No turnovers, making every shot. Defense has been swarming. I mean, that's about as good as you can play for 11 minutes. Yeah, they missed a couple of shots. I guess that stops it from being perfect, but that's pretty close, I have to tell you.
No field goals in the last 3 minutes for the Jayhawks.
They got to get it inside, but they're just, and that's the other thing, Andrew, about this foul on Purifoy in the low post, that what they do, they sub everybody, and they constantly have fresh bodies in on losses.
Purifoy picks up his 2nd loss and yet to score in this game. He had 25 against Northeastern.
How many touches has he got? And this is a guy who their offense runs through day in and day out. They can't get him the ball.
He's got the ball here. Guarded by McCormick, right by him, and there's a foul. And they call that on Jayhawks McCormick. That's his 1st. It'll be 2 shots for Dedrick Lawson. And he's got, finally, his 1st point of the night. Steve Buscemi is God. Daniel Radcliffe is an angel. Watch the finale of Miracle Workers Tuesday at 10:30 on TBS. Lawson led the Big 12 this year in free throws made and free throws attempted. 34-17, 8.5 to go in the first. Harper is not in there right now. He's had a hand in 21 of Auburn's 34 points.
Well, for the year, he has a hand in 38% of their points a game. Between his assists and his scoring.
Spencer, turnaround, no, rebound right back to him. Wide open three. And McCormick could not hit, and then a foul on the rebound. That's Purifoy third, and that's 1 and 1 for Kansas, as Purifoy does pick up number 3.
Dedrick Lawson has great hands.
Purifoy to the bench. 1 and 1 for Lawson, junior transfer from Memphis. How far will Smurf and her boys go to protect the pass? Don't miss the wildest ride on television as Animal Kingdom returns with an all-new season this summer on TNT and the Watch TNT app. And Steve, still a big deficit, but Kansas is finally slowing the game down a little bit.
Exactly. You've got to settle this thing down. They want helter-skelter, guys running all over the place. They don't want to set up, move the ball. They want it crazy. As crazy as it gets, the better.
McCormick inside, tough shot, no. Tipped right out to Brown. Fresh shot clock for Auburn. Dowdy dribbled it off his foot. Dotson one-on-one with Brown. First turnover for Auburn. Dotson spins and is hit hard. And Dotson will go to the line when we come back. How about the spin? And thankfully, he's okay.
I can't believe it.
What, that Ernie Johnson decided to play in this year's tournament?
I can't believe how easy it was for me to save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico.
You do not want this smoke, young fella.
You know, EJ did put up some solid numbers as center for his middle school.
Ah, foot cramp. Oh, stretch it out. Stretch it out.
What a gamer.
Believe it, Geico could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Adam Zucker back in New York with a tournament update. The defending national champs are going to be heading home. Carson Edwards and Purdue have led by as much as 35. He has 35. Seth Davis has gone Sharpie on this game, and we're going back to Salt Lake City.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Push button, get mortgage. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the NCAA. And by the uncompromising Cadillac SUVs.
Back in Salt Lake City, where Auburn has a 34-19 advantage. You heard the update from Adam Zucker. Purdue on the verge of moving on to take on the winner of either Iowa or Tennessee. How about this, Steve? In transition, Auburn up 26-0 on Kansas. Points from a set offense, 19-8 in favor of the Jayhawks.
It's a very simple formula here. 26 of their 34 points happened in transition. If you could keep them out of transition, you got a chance to get back into this game. Now, I understand it's easier said than done, and it starts with not turning the ball over in the front court.
Let's check in with Lisa Byington.
That was exactly the appeal that Bill Self had in his last huddle. He pointed up at the clock and he said, guys, we got 7.5 minutes left here in the first half. Let's take it possession by possession, slowly chip away. Let's settle down, everyone. He pointed at Dotson and said, that was fearless. We need more of that.
They need less of that. Okeke, another Auburn three. That's their 7th.
Yeah, I mean, Mitch Lightfoot's got to be a lot closer to Okeke. He's a very good three-point shooter, even though he's a 6'8" power forward.
Working around to Garrett in the corner. Shot clock down to 5. Garrett, wide open 2. And the rebound right to Okeke.
I have to say, they have to get the ball into Dedrick Lawson.
Okeke this time way off, but McCormick sneaks in for the rebound. That's 3. Brown buries it. That's his 5th 3.
That's like a layup for him.
And the lead is 20 for the Auburn Tigers. Nice cut by Garrett. Inside, counted in one. Foul on Austin Wiley.
You know, if that's an offensive rebound, those are the ones that, you know, what are you going to do about that?
Auburn has made 8 3-pointers in this game. Kansas has 7 field goals. Garrett finishes off the 3-point play. And he's going to go to the bench. We told you earlier he's battling a touch of the flu. And Quentin Grimes is back in for the Jayhawks.
He's right. They just got to get this 2x2, try and get it to 10 by halftime.
Okiki tied up inside, and the possession arrow favors Kansas.
Good job by KJ Lawson holding his ground. Let's see if they can get it into Lawson in the low post. He has not really gotten any touches. Forget about scoring. It'd be better if he was like 0 for 10. He's not getting any touches.
He's only 0 for 3. All 4 of his points have come at the line.
Think about the job they're doing defensively to keep him to 3 shot attempts.
His brother feeds it to him.
That's a foul.
Dedrick.
Wow, Wiley was fouling the whole way.
And now no call yet as to whose ball, and it's going to be Kansas ball.
Watch here. This is a foul by number 50, Austin Wiley. 1. He's got his hand. He's got his arms on. You can't arm bar a guy.
Inside 6 minutes to go, first half.
But, you know, they got fresh bodies on him. Now he's got to duck in hard. They got to get into him again. Oh, that's travel.
Yep. 6 turnover by Kansas. And the turnovers have really been costly for Bill Self's team. They've only attempted 18 shots. Auburn has put up 27 shots.
You know, they've been playing through Dedrick Lawson all year, but tonight they're not really playing through anybody.
Brown and a tie-up. It'll stay with Auburn. Auburn has not been to the Sweet 16 since 2003. It was 16 years ago to the day when they beat Wake Forest in Tampa.
Lawson on Harper.
Harper to Okiki, shot clock at 3. Okiki's got to put it up. He does for 2. 7 points for Chuma Okiki.
There's no answers down here.
Lawson straightaway 3.
And no rebounds.
Kansas is 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. Wiley trying to work on Dedrick Lawson, and he wins that battle.
Who's got a guy like him coming off the bench?
And into the table. How about the hustle right there? And a huge hand for Okiki. Coming up, AT&T at the half, scores and highlights. Latest NCAA tournament news all coming up on AT&T at the half. Kansas nearly turns it over on the inbound.
Carried here.
10-3 run for the Tigers.
And the pressure on the ball, you know, they want to get it to Lawson, but they can't because of the pressure.
Dotson well short on the 3 and the rebound to McLemore. Harper feeds it down low. What a play, but the finish not there for Okiki. Great vision from Jared Harper. Garrett on the attack, and offensive foul is called on Marcus Garrett. 3:58 to go in the first. Auburn still up big. Auburn is up 44-23, and no one is happier right now than Charles Barkley back in our New York studio, where he has blown out the budget with the balloons. It's like a private watch party. Now I know why we can't get a meal out here in Salt Lake. You got your balloons, but Charles, you gotta love what you've seen so far.
Well, it's a perfect first half. We got the pace of play we wanted. We're hitting our three-point shots. Those were the two things that concerned me the most. So that's a perfect first half so far.
Hey, Charles, Bruce was telling us yesterday that when he was at Tennessee, you texted him just out of the clear blue and said, hey, I really like the way you coach and the way your team plays, and now he's coaching your alma mater.
Well, it was like 5 years before he got the Auburn job. I just sent him a little voicemail. I just love the way the team takes his personality. He was great at Tennessee, and we're blessed and fortunate to have him at Auburn.
How about this pace, Charles? A, can Auburn keep this up the whole game? And B, how would you fit into this pace?
Oh, my God. Well, first of all, I could not fit into this pace. I guarantee you that. But let me tell you something. When these guys Jarrett and Bryce get going, they're our tempo leaders. Bryce got off to a great start. I think he made his first 4 threes, and Jarrett is pushing the ball, and everybody's chipping in. It's been a perfect first half.
I'll tell you what, Charles, when you're here courtside, you really can appreciate how quick these guys are. They are making it, like people have been saying in Kansas, they're making Kansas play bad right now.
Well, listen, we don't, Austin's the only big guy we really have. Everybody else is 5'10" to 6'5", 6'6". We're going to run and gun with the best of them. That's our style of play. We're doing a fantastic job with the turnovers. We've only got 2 turnovers. But like I say, the pace of play is perfect, and we're making our threes. If you play your way, that's all you can ask, Coach. You know that.
No doubt about it.
And Charles, before we let you go, we do want to point out your former coach, Sonny Smith, now doing the Auburn radio broadcast. What did Sonny and the school mean to you in your life on the court and off the court?
Well, Auburn means a great deal to me. Once you go to Auburn, you're part of a family. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life. And Coach Smith is like a father to me. I was too lazy and immature in college to appreciate him. I appreciate him a lot more today than I did when I was an 18-year-old lazy fat kid.
Well, Charles, enjoy your private watch party in New York, and we'll see if your Tigers can get to the Sweet 16 for the first time in 16 years.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me.
All right, Charles Barkley, rooting hard for War Eagle. McLemore from the outside.
And I'll tell you one thing about Sonny Smith. I first met Sonny Smith in 1985. We were at the same tournament as Auburn was, and he spoke at the banquet. He was the funniest guy I ever had seen speak. But I'll tell you what, he was no joke on that court. But he was funny to hear speak.
Barkley's pretty funny, too.
He must run in the Auburn blood.
Grimes' window is closed. And here they come again, running. Harper, lob, Dunbar tried to go up and get it, and nobody went to get the ball.
Nobody went to get the ball. I mean, you know what? These guys are just better. I mean, Bill Self did a heck of a job with what he had, the hand he was dealt this year, the way it worked out. It wasn't supposed to be the team he had, but that's what he had. He ended up being a 4 seed. Not bad.
Harper, scoop shot, no. McCormick takes it off the glass. With 1 minute to go in the first half, Kansas has just 1 field goal in the last 5.5 minutes.
And let's understand this, Andrew. Kansas has been a very good defensive team all year. They've got 49 points all.
That one tipped out by Dunbar. McLemore gets a nice hand. He's got 5 points and 5 rebounds here in the first half. Grimes got popped in the face. Moore step back 3. Right to Grimes. Grimes goes in, hands off McCormick. And it's taken away. Okiki running the floor. Okiki. The corner, and now Harper. And a foul is called on McCormick. 26 seconds to go.
I'll tell you, one of the things that you do see when you're courtside here is the tremendous athleticism and speed that this team has. They're everywhere in the half court defensively, everywhere.
And they forced 9 turnovers in the first half. So, Steve, Kansas is playing in its 155th NCAA tournament game. Their largest halftime deficit in their tournament history is 15 points. It was against Villanova in the semifinals last year.
That is an incredible statistic. All those games, well, we're talking about one of the best programs in the history of the game.
Never been down more at the half in a tournament game than right here with 10 seconds to go. Shot clock at 1. Harper, runner, yes! Why not? What a half! 51-25 in favor of the Auburn Tigers.
Harper just makes that floater on top of everything else that's been going in this entire half.
Bruce Pearl's team can't play much better than that. Harper and Brown combined for 31 points, and Lisa is with Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, I guess kind of a fitting end to the first half where you shot the lights out. How did your backcourt in particular facilitate that kind of stuff?
I thought our defense was really good. I mean, really active. We made a lot of offense out of our defense. If you let Kansas and Bill Self get the ball to places on the floor they want to, they have got a great post-up game. So I thought that was a real key, and I thought our guys were very unselfish.
I know you got 20 more minutes to play, but you're certainly making it easy on Charles. He's back in New York with the balloons and the Auburn paraphernalia.
Charles has seen us give up leads before. We're 20 minutes away.
And not thinking Sweet 16 just yet. That's the end of the first half. Auburn up 51-25. We'll send you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
This is AT&T at the half. AT&T, giving you more for your March Madness thing.
Well, this has been nothing short of total domination. 51-25. Auburn with the lead over Kansas. The Jayhawks, 155 games in the NCAA tournament, have never been down by this much at halftime.
Well, they never played a juggernaut like this.
Welcome, everyone, to AT&T at the half. From New York, Ernie Johnson, Clark Kellogg, the Jet, Chuck. If you were, and you told us you were a little nervous going into this game.
Yes.
Those worries have to be alleviated by what you've seen from Auburn so far.
Well, we're playing the perfect basketball game. We got the pace of play we want. Jared and Bryce got off to a great start. Bryce making shots. Jared pushing the pace. We're making threes. That's the key to our game. We're going to live and die by the three, plain and simple. We got a strategy, and we stick to it.
Fast break points in the first half. Auburn 26, Kansas 1.
I love this right there. He didn't take any chance of that shot getting blocked. But Ernie, this is our game. We're going to pull up on the fast break and shoot threes. We're not trying to get layups. I'm just happy for these kids. It's been a great season so far, but we're not done. We got to finish this game off, and you know what? We want Carolina.
Well, Carolina's got some business to handle with Washington tomorrow before that happens. Yeah. And your guys have another 20 minutes, but it certainly looks like...
Let's go Huskies.
Yeah, it
but
certainly
Bruce
looks like they're going to make it happen.
Bruce Pearl says, look, Chuck has seen us blow leads before. So
yeah, but see, I think they learn, you know, Ernie, sometimes when you win, it's a teachable moment. They tried to give that game away to New Mexico State. And I think that was a coaching point for Bruce. I think Bruce is a fabulous coach. He probably used the last 3 minutes of that New Mexico State game to get them ready for this game. Oh, my gosh.
What is it?
I mean, all this,
well, he's proud of his alma mater. He's proud of his offense.
He wants
to the point he's on a first-name basis. Jared and Bryce He's not even saying their last names anymore. Like,
I tell you what.
You get into
I got a challenge for you.
Uh-oh. I don't have
Come
challenge.
on now.
What's
How about if we put on our uniforms next week on the show when Auburn played North Carolina?
I love that idea.
The good thing about that, I might can fit in my original.
Well, I
jersey.
can't fit in my original. I know
Okay,
that.
all right.
No,
Well,
that's
if
the thing. You got to both fit in your original.
Oh, no, don't make them do that, Ernie. Don't make them do that. Come
America
on.
won't be able to
Don't do
America
that.
won't be able to unsee that.
We wouldn't be able to deal with that. Yeah, first, we wouldn't be able to deal with that.
But
it's going to be a fun week, me and you.
Well, get through this game. We don't look ahead. We've been in these positions before, as in North Carolina has. So we understand how good the team Washington is.
Yeah.
We understand how good a team they are. And Matisse is a heck of a player. He's probably the best player maybe in
He's
that
terrific.
conference.
Matisse Thybulle, does it all.
He does it all. So we don't take these lightly. We just move on. We'll see if we see you.
I look forward to it.
Okay, we'll see if we see you.
This is never.
I will wear the
I've
uniform.
never heard we spoken so much.
I'll wear
I think
the
the show
uniform
is
if you
being
wear the
done in
uniform.
Paris.
Okay. If we both are fortunate enough to get that far.
Yeah. Okay, I'll wear
and we'll wear uniforms. And I need balloons up in here, and tigers and Tar Heels and all that kind of stuff too.
All right,
I think that could be arranged if it happens.
So, Deb, what do you think?
Yeah, work out
any
this
more
week.
time for highlights in this segment? Yeah. Let's
Hey,
do Villanova and Purdue.
No, you've been working out.
These were not
You're in good
highlights.
shape.
These were not highlights today. These were lowlights.
Look what Purdue
Oh my
did to the
goodness,
reigning
this was an awesome display. Not just of the shot making. Carson Edwards went absolutely ham for 42. 9 of 16, 12 of 21 overall, 9 of 16 from 3. But he wasn't alone. I mean, Purdue made a bunch of threes in building this lead to what it was. And this was never really in doubt. But they defended and rebounded at a high level, got into an offensive rhythm. The average margin of victory, this is 26, but in the 5 games after our first 2 today, Ernie, it's been 20 points per game on average.
Second largest loss by a defending champion was Michigan in 1990. How about, this earlier today was a dandy.
It sure was. It sure was. Nate Hoover was terrific at 19 points. Give me that. Ashton Hagans came up big. This was an important end of the half little mini surge by Kentucky. But there's Hoover hitting a big 3. It's a 3-point game. But then Tyler Hero, the next possession, perhaps the biggest shot of the game. And you see the disappointment on the Wofford Terriers' faces. And Kentucky jubilant and able to move on to the Sweet 16.
And you see those numbers for Fletcher McGee, the all-time leader in three-pointers made in Division I history, and he goes 0 for 12 as Wofford gets eliminated. Man, that's a tough way.
That's a hard way. I felt for that kid. I mean, but we all did. Ernie, sometimes it just starts going bad. And first of all, you have to give Kentucky credit. They contested. He had a couple wide open looks, but sometimes when your confidence, when you make a couple, the basket gets wider. But sometimes when you start missing, the basket shrinks. And clearly it did take it. That kid's a hell of a shooter.
Yeah, hell of a shooter. And I didn't feel as bad because I thought his effort and his energy was still apparent. So he did the things to help his team stay in the game other than score. Scoring is the biggest option and the obvious option. But the other things that he did, he'd had a great career. Do not hang your head down. You played well today.
Yes, he did.
Back with more
Played
on
hard.
AT&T
Played hard today.
At the half. We'll take a timeout. Auburn having its way against Kansas.
Welcome to Quantico. The accused stabbed his commanding officer in front of 6 eyewitnesses.
I want some more time to investigate. Go pack. We're headed to a war zone.
We're lawyers. We have to find out what happened.
I'm just waiting to hear something you can argue in court.
You accused a Marine of conspiracy. Be ready for what comes next.
Justice is whatever happens when the panel reads their verdict.
The Code, CBS, April 9th.
The hunt begins.
You'll be all right.
Rated T for teen.
Dear Tech,
Let's talk.
We have a pretty good relationship.
You've done a lot of good for the world.
But I feel like you have the potential to do so much more.
Can we build AI without bias?
How do we bake security into everything we do?
We need tech that helps people understand each other.
That understands my business.
We've got some work to do.
And we need your help.
We need your support.
Let's expect more from technology.
Let's put smart to work.
If you have the talent and dedication to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
Oh, perfect. The game is on and I can't find my phone.
Retrace your steps.
Yes! Oh, buckets! That's a foul! Who's Cinderella now? It could be anywhere.
Watch March Madness live on any device, anywhere.
It's like having a tie-wearing mascot over here on this end here is Auburn leads Kansas.
Some of us earned our way to college. Our parents didn't pay our way to college.
What does that mean?
I didn't mean. Wait, are you sensitive?
What does that mean?
You know what it means. We hear America got some people paying for their bad kids to go to good colleges. I earned my way into Auburn.
What that has to do with Auburn leading Kansas, I will never know. Why don't we look at some brackets since we're going into the Sweet 16 here?
Yeah.
And what you make of this, Clark, when LSU meets Michigan State?
Oh, terrific matchup here. Again, you've got the higher seeds moving on, and LSU tremendously talented. Michigan State, again, I can't say this enough, folks, how well this Michigan State team has played and dealt with adversity. I mean, remarkable job, and they are Final Four capable. They really are. I mean, the way Cassius Winston's been playing and the other guys that have stepped in the expanded roles, terrific work by the Spartans.
Kenny, how about Gonzaga, Florida State, and Anaheim?
Ooh, that is a matchup. You know, that is a heavyweight matchup. Both teams are extremely talented and will be ready.
You know, I got to say something. Go back. The Michigan State, I got them getting to the Final Four, but man, they're going to have their hands full with LSU.
Oh, yeah, no question about it. I mean, you're supposed to get your hands full when you get to this point.
But that's one of the few teams that can physically match up. Well, no team will have a physical advantage because nobody 1 to 8. Clark said it, and I totally agree. Nobody has better talent 1 and 8 than LSU.
Are you surprised LSU's success given
the controversy, the cloud, the cloud that's over and over.
The whole thing.
No,
I mean,
nobody. No,
I don't. I'm the same.
Not this round.
No, not.
If they win next round, that's when I'll be surprised.
That's
talent took over and coaching. Yeah. You know, but they were outclassed. Yeah. These next two, you got to coach and you got to play.
They are in the Sweet 16. Now let's send it over to our special contributor, Phil, for the latest upsets.
Oh, and what an upset it is, guys. My wife is mad at me, and I don't know what I did. I tried to text her, and I saw that she read it, but she hasn't responded yet. So she's upset. I'm upset. I guess that's why they call it March Madness. Oh, there she is. She was out with the dogs. Oh, boy.
AT&T would like to remind you that just okay is not okay, whether it's Phil's game analysis or wireless networks. Thanks for watching AT&T at the half.
And with that, why don't you give us some insight from your days as a player?
I'm a happily married man now, Ken, so I hardly think those stories would be appropriate.
From your days as a basketball player, Phil.
Oh, heavens, why? Those are boring.
Just okay is not okay, whether it's announcers or wireless networks. AT&T is America's best wireless network, according to America's biggest test. Now with 5G Evolution, the first step to 5G. More for your thing. That's our thing.
Auburn up 51-25 on Kansas. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship.
Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament is sponsored by Google Cloud, the official cloud of the NCAA. Miller Lite, great taste and only 96 calories. State Farm, talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. And by Infinity, empower the drive.
Back in Salt Lake City, let's take a look at the Infinity first half stats. 9 threes in the first for Auburn. They had 26 fast break points to 1 for the Jayhawks. Backcourt side with Steve Lapis. I'm Andrew Catalan. We hear from Lisa Byington coming up. Bill Self, is this his 16th season at Kansas? He has never faced in any game a larger halftime deficit than this one right now. They can do nothing right.
Well, that says a lot. It also says a lot about Auburn and the way they're playing in this game. They're just very active. They had Kansas completely out of sorts with their defense. They are swarming. When a ball gets thrown into the post, it seems like there's 3 guys there waiting to help out and intercept it. Hands everywhere, and then you go down the other end and you're knocking out 3 after 3 after 3 in transition, and you have a deficit like this, which Bill Self obviously is not used to, nor is the Kansas program used to.
And Lisa Byington spoke with Bill Self.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugged at me when he walked out of the locker room, and he said, you know, for the first 4 minutes, this sounds ridiculous, but I told my team we got to cut the lead to under 20. They are so quick, they are so fast. They had us on our heels in the first half. It was almost like we were hit by a storm, but I said, guys, now you know what the middle of the storm feels like, and now you have to respond, and it has to be a collective effort.
All right, let's see if they can creep back in. And that's a good start as Dotson connects from the outside.
Well, they start the way they started the game, which was with the 2 big guys in the game, Lawson and McCormick.
And a foul inside on Dedrick Lawson. He fouled Chuma Okeke. Those 2 played together at the age of 10 when they were AAU teammates in Atlanta.
I'm sorry, you're going to see a great back screen on the baseline there. They got Okeke open. Dedrick Lawson didn't jump to the ball there. He was trailing that. And that's why he ended up fouling.
So before Lawson moved to Memphis, he lived in the Atlanta area. And Lawson and Okeke were members of the College Park Rim Rockers at the age of 10. And then Lawson moved to Memphis and began his collegiate career there before transferring to Kansas. Lawson lost it in the paint, picks it up, and goes right up with it for 2.
You know, you tell your guys when you're in a deficit like this, because everybody's had these deficits, 4 minutes at a time.
That pass by Okeke. Dotson's got the great speed. Dotson all the way. Lays it in.
Who's supposed to call timeout?
Flex for the Auburn fans. Abaji, nice move to the hoop for 2. And Bruce Pearl is a little frustrated on that Auburn bench.
He doesn't like the intensity that they've come out with in this half. You know, it's hard. You're up 26 at halftime. It's hard to come out with that kind of intensity. It's just natural.
Kansas has started this half 4 out of 4. Okeke into the corner. McLemore 3. Good. That's the 10th 3 of the night for the Tigers.
He's such an improved 3-point shooter, McLemore.
Grimes trying to answer it. And Kansas has not missed yet to start the second half.
time Auburn walks the ball up, it's good for Kansas.
Okeke will take that three. Neither team has missed.
You got to be up on him on that pick and pop.
A dozen for Okeke.
Auburn trying a little zone now.
The lob, and that was a little too ambitious for Abaji. How about McLemore with the jam?
Well, he goes right to the basket. Nobody gives any help on the hedge there. McCormick couldn't get back in time, and Lawson didn't see it.
6 assists for Jared Harper. 4 in double figures for the Tigers, led by Bryce Brown, 17 points. Auburn has scored 10 points here in the second half, and none from Brown or Harper. Dowdy, runner on the wing.
Tough shot. 1-foot floater from 14 feet.
63-37. McCormick inside, and he finds the touch.
This kid's going to be a very good player.
Freshman out of Norfolk, Virginia. Weighed over 300 pounds in high school, but now down to around 265.
And now this you don't see often at all. Kansas playing zone. They play zone about 3% of the possessions this entire season. But when you're in desperate times, you call for desperate measures.
Steal by Grimes, could not hold on to it. They go to the ground, and McCormick gets it over to Abaji. Dotson up ahead of the pack. To a cutting Lawson. Kansas has picked it up on the offensive end. They just need a lot of stops.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing fine on the one end, but they gotta stop these guys a little bit. Let's see what the zone does.
D up. The teams are a combined 11 for 11 to start the second half. Brown in the corner. Can't leave him alone. It's amazing.
Well, you got to give Bruce Pearl and his team credit. They go into the middle of the zone like they should. They kick it out. Open three.
McCormick. Spencer ties him up inside. And it's Auburn basketball. A blistering start to this second half. Teams have not missed. And Bryce Brown now has 20 on the night for the Tigers. Introducing new Orange Vanilla Coke. Drink it with basketball. Neither team has missed so far in the second half, Steve.
Yeah, well, Auburn does a good job against this Kansas zone of getting the ball into the middle of the lane, which is where it's got to go first. It goes to Chuma Okeke there, and then you're going to see him hit the ball to the corner to Bryce Brown. So you get in the middle of the zone collapses on you, you find Bryce Brown in the corner.
Bryce Brown is 6 of 7 from beyond the arc. On Thursday against New Mexico State, he was only 2 of 8 from deep. Harper, and they're going to get an offensive foul. As we check in with Lisa Byington.
Bruce Pearl absolutely furious with his team, even up by 25, about their defense. He kept looking at him and saying, what is that? There's no ball pressure. Called it even selfish. So trying to challenge his team, not even to look at the scoreboard at this point.
Foul was on Harper, and that's his first turnover of the game.
And Kansas that time goes back to their man-to-man defense. They are fronting Dietrich Lawson in the low post, and they have somebody behind him to take the lob away.
Lawson in the foul.
Working hard on the offensive glass.
And that's Purifoy's 4th foul. And Steve, you said in the first half, they just didn't seem to get Lawson enough touches. Seem to have had more of a plan to get it to him here so far in the second.
Yeah, I think what Bill Self said at halftime to Lisa was exactly right. His guys were like flabbergasted that they were playing against a team that fast and that athletic and that good defensively, and they just couldn't. Now they've fallen into a little bit of a groove here, knowing who they're playing against. The question is it too late?
Lawson had 6 points in the first half. He already has 7 here in the second.
They've got to get stops, obviously. When you're down 22, you got to do a lot of things. You got to score, but you got to get stops.
McCormick's pass deflected. Spencer still has it, and he is fouled. Nearly a steal by the Jayhawks.
Bill Self had his head down because they had a steal there. It ends up being 2 foul shots.
And the second foul on Dedrick Lawson. Spencer, a 60% free throw shooter. There will be a new king in the East. Bleacher Report's original animated series Game of Zones returns for season 6 on Thursday, April 11th. Watch it on the BR app. Spencer, senior out of Philadelphia, goes 1 out of 2. Lawson defeats McCormick. Great catch down low. Comes away and finishes. McCormick's got 9 points. He averages only 3 per game. McCormick all the way out to Okiki. A rare miss from deep by Auburn. Grimes on the attack. Counted in 1.
One of the things Bill Self's been known for over the years is how he goes high-low between his 2 big guys. They see that right there. McCormick's got his man sealed up. They go right for the high-low, and he's able to finish this.
And then Quentin Grimes has a chance for a 3-point play after the foul on Horace Spencer.
And Auburn has no fast break points in this half, so it's definitely a half that Kansas has been able to slow them into half court, but just has to get more stops in the half court. I think Bill Self saw enough of that zone, trying to get rid of these threes.
Dowdy on the baseline, able to find Okiki. Extra pass to Brown. You bet. This guy here. His 7th 3.
It'd be hard to shoot this good if you were in the gym by yourself.
Career high is 9 3-pointers. And a turnover as McCormick slipped. Brown racing up ahead. Hands off. Wiley! 2-hand slam. 5 quick points by the Tigers. Poked away, and McCormick is called for the foul.
Well, go back to that 3. You're going to see Bryce Brown find himself on the other side of the floor all by himself. Right here. Stop it right there. There he is there. They get a good reversal out to Bryce Brown. That's what happens when you get the ball from one side of the floor to the other.
This is the 7th straight game that Auburn has made at least 12 3-pointers. That is tied for the longest streak in the country this season. Winthrop also did it 7 straight games. Poked away by Okiki. Grimes back. Dunbar, look out. He lays it in and 1.
You know, Dedrick Lawson's dribbling the ball here. He just drives a crossover right in front of Okiki.
And Bruce Pearl this week has been raving about the defense of Okiki. His hands, his instincts. You saw the play there. 7th in the SEC this year in steals per game. Offensive rebound, Okiki.
Can't try and cross over when a guy's got his hand down right there in front of him.
Kansas, we thought maybe a little momentum. A 7-0 run for Auburn. Make it 9.
Wiley had Lawson buried so deep there was no chance.
Grimes will take 3. to Lawson after Dunbar was not able to corral it. This half, Auburn is 9 out of 10 shooting. Kansas not as too shabby, 11 out of 14. McCormick comes to get it, shot clock at 3. McCormick drives, high, arcing shot won't go. Putback is there.
Talk about nothing going right. I mean, the smallest guy on the floor gets an offensive rebound. Look how McCormick is fronting Dedrick Lawson.
Dotson, and his jumper is good. Quickly up ahead are the Auburn Tigers, who are looking for their 10th consecutive win. Foul on Garrett, got a little too close to Dunbar, and that takes us to a timeout. Kansas got within 18. Since then, an 11-4 run for Auburn here on TBS. Here's our game summary. 13 three-pointers for Auburn. 30 fast break points for the Tigers. And Bryce Brown with 7 threes. That's an Auburn NCAA tournament record. And let's check in with Lisa.
Bill Self looked up at the scoreboard and he said, guys, they are on pace to get 100. And he looked back down at his team and he said, have a little bit of pride with your defense. They're going to continue to make Dedrick Lawson the focus here to try to make a miraculous comeback.
Yes, it's coming to that talk about pride.
And let's understand this, Anthony. They had the 15th most efficient defense in the country, Kansas, coming into this game. This was a better than very good defensive team that's getting taken apart here.
Fouls on Dunbar for the block. Bryce Brown coming back in the game with 23 points.
Yeah, at this point, you got to start playing for your pride. There's no question.
Lawson has it, but before the shot, there was a foul on Auburn.
They've made every pass into the post tough. They've three-quartered him. They fronted him. They've had people coming from the weak side. Now McLemore's fronting him. They're very active defensively. That was obviously a big part of the game plan for Bruce Pearl, how they were going to defend Dedrick Lawson.
Dotson for 3, and he knocks it in. Donald's All-American from Charlotte, and he's got 13 points.
We had a game last year, somebody was 22 down with about 10 to go.
That's right. That was Nevada coming back against Cincinnati. We've seen it before. But this guy, Brown, that looked good again. Did look a little short.
I thought that thing was in.
Dotson in the corner. Grimes drives in, and with the right hand, he knocks it in.
You know, he's had a tough year, this kid, but he's going to leave the season, hopefully, with some positive thoughts, especially because he's playing well tonight.
Freshman out of the Woodlands, Texas. And a whistle. You know, Steve, this game is actually very similar to Auburn's second-round game a year ago against Clemson when Auburn got beat by 31 points. It was the largest second-round blowout since 2012, and that loss has stuck with Auburn the entire season. Their motto has been unfinished business. They got embarrassed by Clemson in the second round a year ago, and they have not forgotten.
It sure looks like they were trying to return the favor to, unfortunately, Bill Self's the recipient of it.
Kansas playing better here in the second half. First half, they were held to 25 points. They've already scored 33 in in the first 10.5 minutes here, but as you said, at this point, too little, too late. It's a 20-point game. Brown from the corner. Kansas will not quit. He actually missed, huh? Shocking. Lawson spinning on McLemore and rolls around. Lightfoot trying to tip it up and in. No, Lawson fighting for it. And it goes out of bounds to Auburn. Watch Masters live for exclusive video of Amen Corner 15 and 16 featured groups. Watch live on the CBS Sports app, cbssports.com, and masters.com. And there's Malik Dunbar. He's from North Augusta, South Carolina. That's right over the border, very close to Augusta National. Deep three, Harper. No, and Lightfoot is there. 8.5 to go, 20-point game. Does Kansas have a spurt in them? And a foul inside on Okiki. Matched up with his former AAU teammate, Dedrick Lawson, and that's a 1-and-1.
You know, they still, this thing is not over yet. Obviously, Auburn's in unbelievable shape, but it's still possible.
Bruce Pearl clearly thinking it's not over. Lawson makes the front end.
He definitely doesn't think it's over.
His 24th year as a head coach. And his 5th season with Auburn. School record for wins for Auburn is 29. That was the 98-99 season. If they win this one, it'll be their 28th. Brown passes on the three. His jumper is good. 25 for Bryce Brown.
And you know, Bryce Brown, besides being a knockout three-point shooter, is a very good athlete. And that time he took it off the dribble and was able to score.
His career high came earlier this year in December. He had 34 against Dayton.
Great defense by Okiki.
Out of bounds and a timeout. 7:46 to go. Auburn up by 20. Who delivered the Buick expectation-shattering performance of the day? Tune into Inside March Madness, presented by Buick, and find out. How about Bryce Brown's day? He's got 25 points, 7 of 10 from deep.
And he started early and often in transition, knocked out every three that he looked at. 9 of 12 from the field, 7 threes in this game. He's been spectacular.
He started the tournament 1 out of 7 shooting. Since then, he is 12 for 17.
You know, we talked about this with Bruce Pearl, that a lot of times you need one game. They got a little lucky against New Mexico State in that kid could have made that shot at the end. They had 3 free throws to go up. So, I mean, there were a lot of things that happened to them in that game. They were fortunate to win that game. A lot of times, that's what happens. You get one lucky break and boom, you find yourself on a roll. It loosens things up for you. This team played loose and hard today.
And they've been playing a lot. 6 games in 10 days. Just snuck that one out against New Mexico State. But if they hang on to win this one, they'll be off until Friday. And they'll play in the Sweet 16 in Kansas City.
I mean, Kiki 3. They were tremendous in the SEC tournament. I mean, they took Tennessee apart. We know what kind of year they had.
And seem to be peaking at the right time. Notable teams to win 4 or more conference games in as many days. You know about UConn 2011, Louisville in 12 went for a deep run, and Michigan last year to the championship game. Grimes from the corner, no. Garrett the tip, no. And right to Doughty.
And the thing about this team, too, Ed, is they're very deep.
Foul, and Bruce Pearl saying, you don't have to throw that long outlet pass up by 20. Bring it up the floor. McCormick hops off the Kansas bench, and he'll check in next whistle. Inside 7 minutes to play. Harper will launch. Kansas does not have a bucket in the last 3 minutes. And an offensive foul is called on Marcus Garrett.
Yeah, he pushed off with the right arm. Yeah, that's an easy call.
And the band is angry as an old man trying to send back soup at a deli. They were hoping to get a game in Kansas City about 40 miles from campus. But right now down 26.5 to go. Illegal screen. Bruce Pearl is furious with Austin Wiley.
Well, he just doesn't want them to turn the ball over. Just run the shot clock down, get a decent look at the end of the shot clock. Don't give these guys any life.
Lawson. And he gets the bounce. Dedrick Lawson has 20 points. 14 have come here in the second half.
It's 17 now.
Dowdy spinning in the paint and draws the foul on McCormick.
Want more NCAA tournament info? Hey Siri, show me March Madness scores.
Round 2 continuing tomorrow on CBS, TBS, TNT, True TV. Dowdy played in the NCAA tournament here in Salt Lake City 2 years ago as a member of VCU. Lost to St. Mary's and then transferred to Auburn.
He's a much improved player. This kid shot 28% at VCU from 3. Now he's over a 40% three-point shooter.
Lawson just throws one up and hits the ground hard. His brother scoops up the ball. Now Grimes travels. Bill Self said after the game on Thursday against Northeastern, we're still trying to figure this thing out in March. 4 freshmen starting, guys that they've lost, as you mentioned earlier, Azubuike, Gerald Vick taking a leave of absence. Still some questions come about this Kansas team going into the NCAA tournament. They look great on Thursday against a lesser opponent in Northeastern, and just kind of had a feeling maybe it would catch up to them, Coach.
Well, you know, Bill Self is a tremendous coach. For them to just lose the Big 12 like the last week of the season, they won 14 straight. 14! That's one of the greatest records in sports. You win 14 straight Big 12 championships, and you lose it the last week. So they were right in it until they were a game behind. They ended up losing it by 2 games, I believe. So an unbelievable year. When you lose, they were preseason number 1, I think.
They were.
Preseason number 1.
Yes.
You lose 2 guys like that. You lose by far your best three-point shooter in Gerald Vick. He had 66 threes, and that's when he left. This kid would have made 100 threes this year. They don't have that. Then you have Azubuike, who is a flat-out pro, you know, body-wise, the way he improved. They lost a ton in those 2 guys. 2 of their, how about this? Dedrick Lawson was still their best player. That was their second and third best players.
Yeah, and obviously this one tough to swallow with 5:20 to go. But you think about all the minutes these freshmen have logged now down the stretch and how much better off they'll be for it in the years to come.
Yeah, I think Grimes has shown some positive signs tonight. Dotson has shown really positive signs both days.
There's Grimes. Spins around to tie up in the air. And grabbed by Bryce Brown.
I'll tell you, if they play North Carolina, you're going to have one of the big track meets of all time. If they play Washington, they're going to have to play against a zone. And this is a tough team to zone, I can tell you that right now.
Well, if they do play North Carolina, we're staring at Charles Barkley's Auburn Tigers. Kenny Smith's North Carolina Tar Heels.
That will be, they won't look at each other.
No, that might be tough. Might put a soda on that one. And a timeout with 4:30 to go. Auburn by 21. The second round continues tomorrow at noon on CBS with Iowa and Tennessee. And then at 5 Eastern, TNT as the Infinity NCAA tip-off show. 8 games across CBS, TNT, TBS, and True TV over 12 hours. Lawson with a 3 out of the timeout.
They just lost it completely there.
Kansas has never lost a tournament game by 20 or more points. Lawson now with 23. What a split. Labaji. McCormick.
I think he got fouled. He lost it on the way up. Looked like he got fouled. He still made it.
This is the closest it's been this half. 16-point game. Harper rolls it in. Extra pass, Brown for 3. Rebound, KJ Lawson.
Push it up.
Zabaji. He can't. McCormick can't. And right to Okiki.
That was a big miss. Could have made it 14. Long way to go, but still.
Harper right past Moore. Now he'll bring it back out. 3 minutes to go. Harper throws it into media row, and we have a media timeout. With 2:56 to go, Bruce Pearl yelling, screaming, but he might be smiling in 2:56. After all the games are over, Casey Stearns, Seth Davis, Brendan Haywood, Candace Parker, and Loyola Chicago head coach Porter Moser have all the highlights and analysis on Inside March Madness presented by Buick. Coming up next only on TBS. Deflected and right into the arms of Bryce Brown.
They've done such a good job at fronting the post tonight. They wouldn't let Lawson catch the ball. That's the best way to stop somebody, and they had the help on the weak side. Because when you front, you got to get help, and they've had it there all game.
15 turnovers for Kansas. They average 13 per game. McLemore, straightaway 3. Brings it up. Moore finds an opening. His shot is off the mark. And a whistle inside.
That's a bad foul.
Yeah, foul on Dowdy of Auburn.
That's a good call. He put 2 hands in his back.
It'll be 2 shots for KJ Lawson. The younger brother of Dedrick Lawson. Well, 2015 is the last time Kansas did not get past the first weekend. Last year going to the Final Four, losing in the national semis to Villanova. And a 14-point game with 2 minutes to go.
Ooh, Harper. Yeah, he could have traveled.
Almost did.
Try one foul.
Dowdy to McLemore. Dotson reaches in for the foul. And Dotson is fouled out. Well, McLemore, the guy to foul, he's a 61% free throw shooter. Both teams in the double bonus. To 70. Moore bounces it to Lawson, and with that bucket, Dedrick Lawson now has 25 points and 10 rebounds. He had 25 and 11 against Northeastern, so he's the first player in the NCAA tournament to have back-to-back 25 and 10 games since Blake Griffin did it 10 years ago.
Wow. He is a really good player, no doubt about it. Auburn took him out of the game in the first half when they still had the opportunity, obviously, to get going. Just couldn't.
One shot.
Harper's got 16 points tonight to go along with 6 assists and 2 turnovers. Most points Kansas is allowed in a game this year is 91. Auburn's moving closer. Okeke the rebound. And Bill Self's looking up at the clock, looking up at the fans, and does not look like they will foul.
He's a class guy, he knows.
Harper. Final minute.
What a great win for Auburn and Bruce Pearl.
It'll be their 10th consecutive win. 13 threes for Auburn tonight, and a timeout for Bruce Pearl to empty his bench. Miles Parker and Cole Blackstock will enter. And the Auburn fans can celebrate.
Very impressive performance here, Andrew, from the beginning. They just took it right to them defensively and played like Auburn plays. They turned them over and they made threes. That's what they do.
And Bryce Brown and Jared Harper again combining for a big night. 43 points for their starting backcourt. Looks like we're going to have 2 of last year's Final Four teams lose within a span of a few hours. Villanova and Kansas.
And both get taken to the woodshed pretty good.
No kidding. Moore to Grimes. I'm not sure why Miles Parker would foul. No. Bruce Pearl is also a little in disbelief. Kansas will finish 26 and 10. And then bring back a very talented freshman group. For Bill Self, it'll be his 17th season.
He was dealt a rough hand this year. It's the way he came out.
Harper dribbling it out. And for the first time in 16 years, Auburn is going to the Sweet 16. 89-75 the final. "16 years to the day that they beat Wake Forest in 2003 in Tampa. Auburn is going to keep on dancing onto the Sweet 16 in Kansas City. 13 three-pointers for Auburn tonight. That's a program record in the NCAA tournament. As we update the bracket, and Auburn will take on the winner between North Carolina and Washington tomorrow, 2:40 Eastern time on CBS. Could be Barkley against Kenny Smith. Final score, 89-75. For Jonathan Siegel, our producer, our director, Andy Goldberg, Steve Lapis, Lisa Byington, statistician Ethan Cooperson, our entire crew, I'm Andrew Catalan. Coming up on CBS, it's Inside March Madness, presented by Buick.
Move. Beautiful. Drives in. Yes! Oh, what a highlight. March Madness rolls on.
Edwards, another. 40 on 9 made threes.
Clark. Oh! Showtime in Salt Lake.
Tied at 67. Waters makes his move. 3 seconds. Waters to the rim. Layup. Good! March equals madness. 69-67. LSU is headed to the Sweet 16.
The madness rolls on. Welcome inside March Madness, presented by Buick in our studios in Atlanta. Great to have you. We'll cap the day, all of the highlights, analysis, look ahead to the full slate of games coming up Sunday as well. Casey Stern, our coach, Porter Moser, Seth Davis, Candace Parker, Brennan Haywood. Lot to discuss, a lot of games and highlights to get into. Let's start by looking at the brackets before things began. In the upper Midwest, everything was clean. Nobody's bracket was busted. Auburn and Kansas, game you just watched, get us started. We saw the guards have issues, especially late for Bruce Pearl. I know how much you love Bryce Brown as a candidate as a bracket buster. Early, both guards playing big.
Yes, Bryce Brown came out and was just dominant in transition, running the team, knocking down the three. He was 7 of 11 from three-point land.
Everything seemed to be falling. Charles was even happy. B-Wood, 9 threes in the half for the Tigers.
Listen, 9 threes in the half. They were absolutely on fire from behind the arc. But the story was the pace that they played with. The fast break points, 34-8 in favor of Auburn.
Not done, up 20. Make it 21 and counting. Again from deep. This time McLemore and then Harper, who had the miscues coach last game. Big in this one.
They came out from the get-go just confident on a mission. I mean, just how they were running, their confidence, everything they did, the cutting, passing, shooting, like right here, that was just a dime right there. And they just came right out of the gates with confidence.
Harper to McLemore, alley-oop, and finishing touches as Auburn set ties for the longest streak in the country, 7 consecutive games, 12 or more beyond the arc.
If it was a prize fight, it would have been a TKO round 3. He came out, hit him with a couple of haymakers. Kansas really never knew what hit him. Auburn is a very potent three-point shooting team, can be overly dependent on the three-point shot, but Kansas all season long, three-point shooting has been a big problem for them. Their best three-point shooter, LaGerald Vick, left the team, so once they got way behind, they were 1 for 10 from behind the arc in the first half alone, down by 26 at intermission. It was a wrap.
First Sweet 16 since 2003 for the Tigers. Congrats to Bruce Pearl, who is with Lisa Byington.
You painted this as a David versus Goliath matchup, and you were very clear with your team about the history that was on the line. Why did they respond so well to this moment?
Because we're humble, we're hungry, we have such respect for
Bill, and the Kansas program, and we wanted to show our basketball, which I think is pretty basketball when we play fast and we spread it. And we wanted to represent the SEC because we are the SEC's tournament champion, and we want to be on the same floor with a great program like Kansas.
It's a kind of basketball that has now won 10 straight. You're one of the hottest teams right now in the NCAA tournament. What has been key in that stretch?
Guys are bought in. They're trusting each other. No man is jealous of another man's success. We put the Lord first and trust whatever he's got in store for us, we're accepting of, and give him the glory. And we've got just phenomenal fans that have traveled a long way from Auburn, Alabama, and now it's on to Kansas City. See if we can win 2 more.
Say that again.
Thank you. War Eagle.
All right, Coach was here on set 2 years ago. Same spirit and energy. Congrats to him and to that program. Auburn is moving on as we look at where we sit at this point. And oh, look at that other game. Who could they see next? Meanwhile, we flip brackets.